Today's Spotlight is brought to you by the following sponsors. Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Jane Winnett, and our final guest today is KidsMatter. We're delighted to have you guys here. I'd like to introduce Idalyn Wenhold, probably doesn't need an introduction, Executive Director of KidsMatter.
Thanks, Jane.
Josh McBroom, he is a KidsMatter trustee. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
And Ellie Bumpus, she is a student volunteer with KidsMatter.
Thank you.
We're going to start right off, and Idalyn, tell us a little bit more again about the mission of KidsMatter.
KidsMatter's mission is to build resilient kids who choose to say no to destructive choices and yes to endless possibilities. And we do that by providing them with practical tools so that they can manage those everyday stressors of life that left unmanaged could lead to drug and alcohol use, chronic anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide. The programs that we'll talk about tonight and all the programs that we do are really aimed at building resilient kids, building self-confidence and self-esteem so they make good choices.
And that's why kids matter.
That's why kids
That's
matter.
why kids matter. Tell us, Josh, a little bit. I mean, why do you feel as a board member it's important for a community like Naperville to have an organization like KidsMatter?
Well, I think there's a lot of problems with our adolescents and our kids with some of the things that Idalyn mentioned. The big thing, if anyone reads the Naperville Sun, is the heroin abuse problem. I have young kids, so it's frightening to me, and I think in our community sometimes we think it's perfect. It's very nice, we love it, but it's not perfect. And I think there's some apprehensiveness with parents to seek out help when they have maybe a child who's suffering from depression or drug abuse, and KidsMatter is a place that provides an outlet for that. I think that's it's a great thing that they provide at KidsMatter. So.
Ounce of prevention, right? Mm-hmm. Ounce of prevention.
Yes.
Idalyn, you've got lots, and you mentioned a lot of events coming up in October. It's a very busy month for KidsMatter. So let's start with the annual volunteer fair. Tell us a little bit about that for this year.
That happens on October 8th, starts at 5:30, ends at 7:30. It's at the City Municipal Center. We will have between 25 and 30 organizations, and our whole focus is on helping kids get matched up to volunteer opportunities that they really have an interest in. So there's everything from basic humanitarian needs organizations like Blessings in a Backpack. There's Loaves and Fishes, there's DuPage Pads. There are organizations that work with kids with disabilities. So we have different agencies like Gigi's Playhouse, Giant Steps, Little Friends. We have the Park District, the Y, the Children's Museum, just about everything. And
everybody who's been on the show, so that's good, right?
There you go, absolutely.
Ellie, tell us, because you're a student, tell us why that's important.
Volunteering is, I think, most important because I learned that you can never be too busy because you can have homework, you can have extracurricular activities, but you can never be too busy to help out someone else. And I feel like volunteering is a wonderful way that students and little kids and adolescents, even if they're troubled, they can still find some self-confidence and they can restore some sort of like peace in their mind, and it helps with like relieving stress. And I feel like once you help someone else out, or you kind of like stop thinking more about yourself and all of your own problems, and you kind of see the world differently, and you see a whole world that you didn't even know, and you can probably find your future that way too. And so it's just unbelievable.
What a poster child there for volunteerism. That's amazing. That's
absolutely
wonderful. Talk a little bit, because you've got different volunteer opportunities. You started, Josh, one of the things you did with Idalyn is this bags tournament. Tell us a little bit about how that fits in.
Yeah, quick backdrop. So the Naperville Area Chamber of Commerce has what's called teams, and these teams are business owners that get together and for the effort of promoting each other's practices. But beyond that, these business owners have done philanthropy and community outreach and giving back, and I'm a part of Team B2B, and so we organize this bags tournament. This is the 6th year we're doing it, and it's a blast. It's at Players Indoor Sports, and so for all skill levels, and we encourage families to come out, and we have Aurelio's Pizza and Belgio's Catering. It's just a fun event, and we're able to fund a lot of these programs at KidsMatter through the proceeds from this bags tournament. October 18th, it's on the KidsMatter website.
Yes.
And then you have one final event that's coming up in October. Now, this is an important topic, and this is the cyber safety, which is something we're hearing about all of the time.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that, Idalyn.
Okay, well, October is National Bullying Prevention Month. And so we forward an initiative in partnership with Districts 203 and 204 in the police department. And our program on the 30th will really help parents answer the question, have you had that talk about digital software with your child? And Detective Rich Wistocki is going to lead this workshop. It's interactive for 4th through 9th grade children. And we encourage them to bring their cell phones, and he's going to talk about safety and how they should be aware of certain software applications that are harmful.
Ellie, you're right in the heart of that. I'm
Yes,
sure
I
you
am.
see that better than we probably do. Tell us a little bit about what these kinds of workshops really help do.
These workshops help parents kind of understand the problem of gossiping, because with all of the social media that we have nowadays, that a simple false gossip could turn it into a bullying statement. If you post something on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, even have a group message with your friends, one rumor that could be completely wrong, and it could ruin someone's life. And people need to realize that with these instant things, you can find it as quickly as you want to. So that's a problem.
You're leaving that digital footprint, right? It never
yes.
goes away.
Never goes away.
Never
It's
goes
always going to
away.
be there.
Yeah, that's an important thing, I think, for folks to understand. We're going to wrap up here, but one final thought, and I'm going to pitch it to Ellie. Why is KidsMatter important to you?
KidsMatter is so important to me because starting as a student board member, I realized that volunteering kids that are just like me, and I didn't know that they had problems, and then I realized that I have problems too. Every kid has problems, and parents need to understand that every kid is their own. And I feel like that great organizations like this take individuals and help them realize that there's a huge community and you're not alone. So never think that you're alone, because there's like organizations like KidsMatter that help like give kids the confidence they need with like a huge community type of vibe, so kids feel like they can do more than they ever thought that they could.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Well, we wish you guys all the best with all of your events this October. They're all important. We encourage people to visit your website so that they can find out more about it, and they can find out more ways to get involved, because we know that there's lots of opportunities at KidsMatter for our residents to get involved with you. And we thank you so much for your time this evening and for coming in and talking to us.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages with more Spotlight.